Vice President of the Mount Vernon Place Conservancy. On behalf of the Conservancy, I'd like to welcome you all to Flower Mart. The Conservancy is honored and humbled to have been entrusted by the City of Baltimore to be the steward of this special place, Mount Vernon Place, as well as several of the city's cherished traditions like Flower Mart. We would like to thank all of our sponsors who are listed on the back of the program, and please do look, because this would not happen if it wasn't for them. Without their financial support, we would not be able to produce this free festival for the citizens of Baltimore. We'd also like to thank all of our local vendors for participating, our local musicians who are performing, and those who are giving their time in our education tent so that others can learn more about flowers and greening the city. A big thank you is due to our dozens of volunteers who make this festival possible, and the Conservancy staff and logistic team for the months of work preparing for this event. At the Conservancy, we are aware that many generations have come before us to protect Mount Vernon Place and to keep traditions like Flower Mart alive. Last year, we lost two dedicated Baltimoreans. One was Romaine Somerville, who, while executive director of CHAP, created the city's first historic district, Mount Vernon Place, where you are sitting now today. The other, Carolyn R. Simmons, a member of the Women's Civic League for many years, while the league was managing the event, was the Flower Mart chair. As it turns out, both were transplants to the city, who once here embraced its charms and both worked to make it a better place. Before I just welcome our distinguished guests to the podium, I'd like to say a brief word about our ongoing work to restore Mount Vernon Place. With the Washington Monuments award-winning restoration behind us, we are now looking for the next phase, the restoration of the North and South Squares. We are grateful to report that we have already secured initial funding towards this work from the City of Baltimore, the State of Maryland, and the federal government. Now I'd like to recognize our distinguished guests, Mayor Brandon Scott, Senator Chris Van Hollen, Councilman Eric Costello. Welcome, gentlemen. Senator Van Hollen.
Well, thank you, Faith, and thank you for your leadership with the Mount Vernon Place Conservancy. It's great to be here with all of you on this very beautiful day. And also great to be with my colleagues, Mayor Scott, Councilmember Costello, and the entire community and team here celebrating this festival in the Flower Mart. You know, this gathering, the Flower Mart, is always a moment of renewal as you go from the cold of winter into the warm spring. But this year, it's even more significant than that because we're going from the cold, dark days of the pandemic, 2 years of that, 2 years of essential hibernation, into the full spring of this moment at the Flower Mart. So it is an awakening, not just on an annual basis, but coming out of a pandemic where we all had to work closely together to try to make sure that the community remained strong. And I want to thank the mayor and the councilmen and the members of the Maryland General Assembly and others. As our federal delegation, Senator Cardin and I also work to provide help through the American Rescue Plan to make sure that a lot of the artists we see today were able to at least survive through that very difficult period when they were not able to come outside, and they were not able to convene plays. Musicians were not able to have a lot of people in their venues, and so it was very important that we weathered the storm. But here we are on a beautiful day. The sun is out, and it's great to be here. I want to thank all the vendors. This is a moment when we can really get out and sort of touch everybody with our senses. And you know, I do, Faith, want to congratulate you on the fact that last year you were able to put this together virtually to try to keep it going. But there's no substitute for actually being able to smell the flowers, hear the music, and see everybody in person. So thank all of you. I am Also pleased, Faith mentioned that we were able at the federal level to secure $1 million to help with the preservation and restoration of this great space here at Mount Vernon Place. So to Faith, thank you and your team, and to all of you, let's get out and have some lemon sticks and really enjoy the day. All right, with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Faith. But happy Flower Mart, happy festival. Good to be with you.
Now I'd like to welcome Mayor Scott to the podium.
Thank you, Faith, and I think Senator Van Hollen underspoke a little bit when he said that he and Senator Cardin and fellow delegation helped us a little bit through the American Rescue Plan. They really helped us to the tune of $641 million, so we want to thank him again and the delegation for all their work. Good morning, and finally, happy spring to Baltimore. And let me hope that winter doesn't show back up tonight as she has often this week. I want to start off by thanking the Senator, thanking Councilman Costello, thanking Anthony Jones, representing Congressman Kwesi and Fume, and the Mount Vernon Place Conservancy for always believing and understanding how important this place is to Baltimore. Now, as you heard in Faith, that we have the restoration of the monument behind us, this beautiful historic place, and moving into the next phases with the $1 million from the federal government, with a commitment from us for $1 million from the city government to make sure that we're preserving and improving spaces that showcase the true spirit of Baltimore and things that we know are great. And we know that spring has sprung whenever Flower Mart returns, and finally we're back in person for Flower Mart, and for over 100 years it has been a place where merchants and the community meet to socialize and shop. Of course, there's going to be lemon sticks. That's why I am so excited personally to welcome you all to one of Baltimore's oldest and freest and best public festivals. There's so much diverse talent here. There's so many diverse plants here, from our vendors, from artists, musicians, and more. And I want you to take your time. We know that over the last few years, we've had a lot of that taken away from us. Take your time. Enjoy every single vendor, every single stall, smell every single flower to make sure that we are being reminded of what we are as a city as we come out of this pandemic. That's what Flower Mart signals for us, and I hope that you all enjoy the festival today and enjoy the spring and summer that we all will have and celebrate together here in Baltimore. Thank you very much.
Now I'd like to welcome Councilman Costello.
Thank you, Faith. It is never easy to follow Senator Van Hollen or Mayor Scott, so I have to come up with, on the fly, new and creative things to say. And it's especially not easy to follow my boss in multiple capacities, a constituent, Faith Millspaugh, as well as vice chair of our board at Mount Vernon Place Conservancy. So let me start by thanking Congressman Fume and Senator Van Hollen, who really led the charge to help provide $1 million towards what we're calling phase 2A of the restoration of Mount Vernon Place, specifically the north and south parks and the cobblestone area around the monument. A tremendous shot in the arm, which was supplemented by Mayor Scott and his administration with another $1 million commitment, as well as Senate President Ferguson and the 46th District delegation with $3.5 million. So we are well on our way, and we are very, very excited about the next phase of that. The second set of thank yous goes to Faith and our board chair, Henry Hopkins, and really the person who's doing the work day in and day out, Lance Humphreys and Paul Weissman from his staff. I think Lance is floating around here somewhere. Hiding under the tree. Lance and his team have done incredible work here to make sure that this is one of the most beautiful spaces in all of Baltimore. that it is open and inclusive and family friendly. So what you see here is a direct result of the blood, sweat, and tears, labor of love that Lance and his team put in every day. So Lance, thank you. And finally, I'm so excited to kick off Flower Mart. As the mayor mentioned, we've been cooped up for the last 2 years. This is an incredible event showcasing some of the best of Baltimore. This is an opportunity for our residents, first and foremost, our folks who work throughout Mount Vernon and downtown, and visitors to our city to enjoy the best of Baltimore. So have a wonderful time, and thank you, Faith. Back to you.
I'd also like to acknowledge that Councilman Mafume could not be here today, but we'd like to thank Anthony Jones from his office for being in attendance. Thank you, Anthony. And gentlemen, the Conservancy greatly appreciates all your support that you've given this area. We could not do it without you, so thank you so much. Now, I'd like to say thank you all for being here, and I'd like to encourage you to follow me to the Monument Plaza to enjoy the Bryn Mawr School students who perform the Maypole dance, which will officially launch Flower Mart. This is a tradition that's gone on for many, many years. And so let's enjoy the festival. Thank you.